Strength doesn't start with a dumbbell in your hand. It starts with a decision in your mind. Before you ever step foot in a gym, you've got to decide who you're becoming. Are you the person who gives up when it gets hard? Or are you the one who digs deeper when the weight feels too heavy? Real strength is forged in the moments your mind screams, "Stop," and you whisper back, "One more." The problem is, most people think strength is something you can measure on a scale or with a tape measure. They chase numbers. Pounds lost, inches trimmed, weights lifted. But here's the truth. Those numbers can lie. They don't tell the story of the mental battles you've fought. They don't capture the discipline it took to show up day after day. True strength isn't a statistic. It's a state of mind. Think about it. Two people can lift the same weight, but only one of them has the mental toughness to keep showing up when life throws them curveballs. Physical strength without mental strength is fragile. But when your mindset is solid, when you're trained to push through fear, fatigue, and failure, you become unstoppable in the gym and in life. Strength is a choice you make every single day. It's in the decision to wake up early to train when you could have slept in. It's in the decision to eat for fuel instead of for comfort. It's in the decision to push for that last rep, even when your muscles are screaming. That's why I say, it's not the weight on the bar that matters. It's the weight of the commitment in your mind. The strongest people aren't the ones who have perfect bodies. They're the ones who have been through storms and refused to break. They've been knocked down, but they've gotten up more times than they've been hit. That's the mindset you want. Not to be untested, but to be unshakable. That's strength in its purest form. When you train your mind, your body follows. If you believe you can't do something, your body will obey that belief and quit. But if you believe you can, if you visualize yourself conquering that challenge, your body will rise to meet that vision. Strength training for the body is important. But strength training for the mind is essential. So the next time you walk into the gym, don't just measure success by how much you lifted or how your body looks in the mirror. Ask yourself, did I train my mind today? Did I show up when I didn't feel like it? Did I push past my limits? Because the mindset you build will outlast every physical gain. Strength starts in the mind, and once you own that truth, you can't be stopped. Growth is not about fitting into a certain dress size or chasing the perfect physique. It's about evolving into a version of yourself that is stronger, wiser, and more capable than the one who started the journey. When you train for growth, every session becomes more than just a workout. It becomes a step toward the person you're destined to become. This is why the best athletes, the most resilient leaders, and the most powerful individuals in life are the ones who value progress over perfection. The trap that so many people fall into is letting aesthetics become the measuring stick for their worth. They believe if they don't look a certain way, they're failing. But here's the truth. You can have the perfect body and still feel empty inside if you haven't grown mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Growth is about building something inside that's unshakable so that when life tests you, you're ready. When you focus on growth, the mirror becomes less important and the milestones become everything. You notice your endurance increasing, your mindset shifting, your confidence rising. You stop comparing yourself to others because your journey is no longer about them. It's about becoming better than you were yesterday. And that shift in focus changes everything. Growth is forged in discomfort. It happens when you pick up a heavier weight than you think you can handle, when you push yourself to finish that last round, when you stay disciplined on the days your motivation is nowhere to be found. Those moments are uncomfortable, but they're also where the transformation happens. Not just in your body, but in your character. The beauty of training for growth is that it never ends. You're not working towards some final look you'll one day achieve and then stop chasing. You're working toward a limitless version of yourself that keeps evolving. Every challenge you conquer opens the door to a new one, and you start to realize the real win is not the trophy, the medal, or the compliment. It's the process of becoming unrecognizable to your old self. When you shift your goal from size to growth, you stop punishing your body and start partnering with it. You treat it with respect because it's your vehicle for progress. You stop tearing yourself down for what you're not and start celebrating every new skill, every rep, every victory. This shift turns training into something you look forward to, not something you dread. So the next time you step into the gym, ask yourself, am I training to impress or am I training to progress? If you choose progress, you'll never fail again, because every effort will move you forward. Growth is the real prize, and it's a prize that no one can take away from you. Every single day, you're given the opportunity to face one opponent, yesterday's you. That's the only competition that truly matters. It's not the person lifting next to you. It's not the influencer posting their best angle on social media. It's the version of you from 24 hours ago. If that version is stronger, faster, or more disciplined than the one you're bringing today, then you've lost the only game worth playing. When you train with this mindset, comparison becomes irrelevant. It doesn't matter what weight someone else is lifting or how fast they're running. What matters is that you're pushing yourself beyond the limits you set last time. Maybe you add an extra rep. Maybe you shave a few seconds off your time. Maybe you just show up on a day you didn't feel like it. That's winning. Outlifting yesterday's you is not always about physical weight. It's about outlasting your old excuses. It's refusing to let your past limitations dictate your future potential. It's telling yourself, if I could do this much last week, I can do just a little bit more today, and then proving yourself right. That's how you build not just strength, but unstoppable momentum. The danger of comparing yourself to others is that you'll either feel superior and get complacent, or feel inferior and get discouraged. But when you compare yourself only to yesterday's you, there's no arrogance, no shame, just honest progress. Every session becomes a personal challenge, and every victory fuels your hunger for more. This mindset also builds patience, because progress doesn't always happen in big jumps. It happens in consistent, incremental wins. Some days, the victory is obvious. Other days, it's hidden in the discipline of simply showing up. But as long as you keep showing up, you're stacking bricks toward a stronger, more capable you. There's also freedom in this approach. You no longer need to keep up with someone else's pace or match their journey. You own your pace, your timeline, your fight. That freedom allows you to focus entirely on your own growth. And when you do that, your results skyrocket because all your energy is invested where it matters, in you. So tomorrow, when you step into that gym, don't try to be the strongest in the room. Try to be stronger than you were yesterday. Don't try to lift the heaviest weight in the world. Just lift heavier than you did last time. Because if you commit to outlifting yesterday's you, you'll eventually outlift every challenge life puts in front of you. Recognition feels good, but it's fleeting. People will applaud your results today and forget them tomorrow. Resilience, on the other hand, is permanent. It's the muscle you carry into every challenge, every setback, every storm. You don't train for the applause. You train for the moments when no one is watching, when life gets messy, when quitting feels easier than pushing forward. That's when resilience becomes your greatest asset. If you chase recognition, you'll always be dependent on other people's approval. That means your motivation will rise and fall with their attention. But if you build resilience, your drive becomes internal. You show up because it's who you are, not because you're hoping someone will notice. This is the difference between those who burn out and those who keep going long after the spotlight moves on. Resilience is forged in adversity. It's built when you push through pain, when you adapt to failure, when you keep going after the plan falls apart. Every tough workout that you finish, every mental barrier you break, every day you show up despite feeling drained. Those are the reps for your resilience muscle. They don't look glamorous on Instagram, but they're the reason you win when the stakes are real. Recognition is a quick hit. It feels incredible for a moment, but it doesn't sustain you when things get hard. Resilience is what keeps you going long after the applause stops. It's the quiet confidence that you've been tested before and you'll rise again. And the more you test yourself, the more unshakable you become. There's a freedom that comes when you stop chasing recognition. You start making decisions based on your values, not on what will get you noticed. You choose the harder path because it's the right one for your growth, not because it looks impressive to others. You measure success by how much you've grown internally, not how many likes or compliments you get. This doesn't mean recognition is bad. It just means it's not the goal. If it comes, let it be a byproduct of your discipline, not your reason for showing up. Because the truth is, people might recognize your achievements, but only you know the grit it took to get there. That grit is what will carry you through the next battle. So train your body, yes, but train your resilience even harder. Because when the applause fades, when no one is looking, when life drops a weight heavier than you've ever lifted before, recognition won't help you. But resilience will. And once you own that resilience, you'll realize you don't need anyone else's approval. You've already proven it to yourself. When you build physical power, you're doing far more than shaping your body. You're rewiring your entire life. Every time you get stronger in the gym, you're teaching yourself that you can handle more in the real world. That heavy lift, it's not just a lift. It's proof that you can take on challenges that once felt impossible. And once your body learns it, your mind believes it. Physical power breeds confidence. It changes the way you walk into a room, the way you speak, the way you carry yourself. You stop moving through life apologetically and start showing up like you belong in every space you enter. People notice that energy. It's not arrogance, it's certainty. It's the inner knowing that you can handle whatever comes your way because you've built the strength to back it up. This power spills over into every area of your life. In your career, you start taking bolder steps because you've trained yourself to embrace resistance. In your relationships, you set boundaries with confidence because you know your worth. In your personal goals, you chase bigger dreams because you've proven, rep by rep, that growth is possible when you put in the work. The gym becomes your training ground for life. That's where you face obstacles, heavy weight, fatigue, doubt, and overcome them in a controlled environment. The more you do it there, the more natural it becomes when life throws those same obstacles at you outside the gym. The discipline, patience, and persistence you develop under the bar follow you everywhere. Physical power also changes your relationship with fear. When you've pushed your body to its limits and come out stronger, fear stops controlling you. You've already experienced the discomfort, the struggle, the uncertainty, and survived it. That knowledge is liberating. It makes you willing to take on challenges you once would have avoided. The beauty is, you don't need to be the strongest person in the gym to gain this benefit. You just need to keep building your capacity. Every small gain compounds over time, building not just strength in your muscles, but trust in yourself. That trust is priceless. It's what makes you step into opportunities others shy away from. So remember this, when you train your body, you're also training your life. You're not just building muscle, you're building courage, resilience, and leadership. Physical power creates life power, and when you own both, you stop waiting for life to get easier and start making yourself stronger. Strength is freedom because it removes the chains of limitation. When you are strong, physically, mentally, and emotionally, you're no longer held back by fear, doubt, or the opinions of others. You move through life knowing you can handle what comes your way. That confidence is liberating. It's the difference between living cautiously and living fully. When your body is strong, you don't have to second-guess yourself before saying yes to new opportunities. You're not worried about whether you can keep up, carry the load, or endure the challenge. That freedom to say yes without hesitation opens doors. Doors that stay closed for those who are too afraid or too unprepared to walk through them. Freedom also comes from not being controlled by the mirror. You stop obsessing over whether you fit someone else's ideal, and you start focusing on what your body can do. That shift changes everything. You no longer train for approval. You train for empowerment. And in that empowerment, you find independence from other people's judgments. Strength frees your mind as much as it frees your body. When you've developed the ability to push past pain, to keep going under pressure, to adapt when things don't go to plan, you realize you're capable of more than you imagined. That realization breaks the mental barriers that once kept you playing small. It's also freedom from relying on others to rescue you. You become self-reliant. You know that if life knocks you down, you have the power to get back up. That self-trust allows you to take risks, try new things, and step boldly into the unknown because you've built the ability to survive and thrive no matter the outcome. True strength doesn't mean you never need help. It means you're not helpless. It gives you the freedom to choose when to lean on others and when to stand on your own. That choice is power, and power in the hands of someone who's disciplined, resilient, and focused can create extraordinary results. So build your strength, not just for the gym, but for your life. Because the day will come when you'll face a challenge that doesn't care how you look, how much money you have, or what titles you hold. On that day, your strength will be your greatest freedom. And when you've built it rep by rep, choice by choice, day by day, you'll be ready. So here's what I want you to remember. Strength is more than muscle, more than numbers, more than the way you look in the mirror. Strength is a decision. It's the choice to grow, to outwork your past, to build resilience when no one's watching, to use physical power as a gateway to life power, and to claim the freedom that comes from knowing you can handle whatever comes your way. You don't have to wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect body to start. You start now, right where you are with what you have. Because every rep, every drop of sweat, every moment you push past your limit is you stepping into the strongest version of yourself. And here's the truth. You're not just training for today. You're training for every battle, every opportunity, every dream you'll face in the future. You're building the kind of strength that doesn't fade, doesn't flinch, and doesn't break. So stand tall, lift with purpose, live with power. Because the world doesn't need a smaller, quieter version of you. It needs the strongest, boldest, most unstoppable you. And starting today, that's exactly who you're becoming.